After hitting a little bit of a rough patch, the handicappers that I chose for the discounted plays over the past 2 days, with the side selections, if memory serves me correctly, a perfect sweep on Thursday and Friday combined. Yesterday, Steve Budin delivering the winner on San Jose State as the home dog, easily getting the cover against BYU. Trace Adams, it was a wild game, but picking up the winner on Temple, and Anthony Red cashing in with UTEP, a dog outright at home against Rice. And I'll get you today's coupons in just a moment. Let me first tell you, though, that free plays, I'm on a 131 and 93 roll with the complimentary plays, and I have 4 of them today. Going to take a look at the games between Wisconsin and Maryland, Ole Miss and Arkansas, Air Force and Army, and Marshall and Middle Tennessee State. Those are coming up in just a moment. As you know, this being Saturday, each and every Saturday over the past 4.5 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price, and today is no different. 23%. That's 23%. That's the coupon. What it gets you is 23% off your total purchase price. It's a mix and match coupon, which means you can use it for any handicappers, plays, and or picks, and any combination of handicappers, plays, or picks. The only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. I give this type of coupon out every single Saturday the past 4.5 years because about 80-85% of you here are on long-term packages, and this way you know you can always maximize your savings on Saturday. Great thing about this coupon as well, if you happen to already be in a long-term package with one of the handicappers, let's say you have 10 days left, you want to buy another 30-day package, you would then have 40 days remaining. You would get the 23% off your package purchase price today, and I dare you to say that 3 times quickly. And if you have any instant rebates that are applicable as well. If you ever have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Again, that coupon code is I get so choked up talking about these coupon codes. 23%, 23%. Now, the big play today. No ifs, ands, or buts about this one. Chris Jordan, normally a 1,000 star release, is his top rated selection. And with those 1,000 star plays or higher in all sports, dating back to 2006, we're talking 9.5 years, $1 bettors have made over $92,600. Today, just the fifth ever 3,000 star college football release in his 30 years in the business. You know, he was a staple on the 900 numbers long before I started these sites some 13, 14 years ago. Once again, fifth ever 3,000 star college football play, Arizona State and Washington State. And it's going to be the half price play of the day as I continue to show you that you don't have to spend big money to make big money. That's right, you get it for half price simply by using coupon code CJ3000. CJ, his initials, and the number 3000, no space between CJ and 3000. A couple of other big plays going today. Anthony Red, who has, he's going for winning day number 27 out of 40 and 18 out of 25. A hell of a week already. I mean, Monday, it was the over in the Panthers-Colts game. Tuesday, it was Northern Illinois outright at Toledo. Wednesday, it was a 50-dimer on Ohio and Bowling Green over, which you got for $7.77. Thursday night, 75-dime winner, number 10 out of 15. Arkansas State outright over App State on the road, no less than 11-point dog winning outright, which you got for $29. Again, last night, 80-dime winner, number 11 out of 15 on UTEP outright. You got it for $29. What is the marquee game on the board today? LSU, Alabama. It happens to be his 4th ever 150-dime release in college football since he started this site in 2009. 4th ever. What was number 3? It was his SEC Game of the Year, part number 1, with Tennessee covering in Alabama 2 Saturdays ago. Part number 2 goes tonight, and you can get it at a savings of $65 by using coupon code RED150. That's REDD150, REDD150. All the other plays, Brad Wilton, another big 200-dime release, Steve Budin with his college total of the year, blah, blah, blah. Check it out over the homepage. Let me get busy now with your complimentary plays here for you. And listen, I'm going to also talk about the TCU, Oklahoma State, and the Alabama LSU games briefly here as well. First game, let me see if I can run these in reverse chronological order here for you. Looking here at the timestamps for these games, let's talk about the Air Force game against Army. The Falcons last week, 58-7 last Saturday night in the Islands. Norm Chow's final game as the Rainbows fired him shortly after. 42-14 in their last home game. They're 4-0 playing in Colorado Springs this season, and they've scored at least 31 points in every single one of them. Meanwhile, Army is coming off a 38-31 loss at Rice. That's the same Rice team that lost outright at UTEP last night. They only have 2 wins on the season. One was against Bucknell at home. The other one was at Eastern Michigan, which isn't much better than Bucknell if you really want to get down to it. Yes, they played tough in a 20-14 loss at Penn State. They played tough in a 22-17 loss at Connecticut. But this is an Air Force team that has owned this series. 23-3 straight up running the series. 15 of the last 16 they've won. They've covered 13 of the last 15. They've covered 8 of their last 10 games playing in Colorado Springs. They won 23-6 last year, even though Army is off the bye and Air Force is returning home after traveling to and from Hawaii. I'm going to go with Air Force. I mean, it's really hard to fall in love with an Army team that's in a 4-18-1 ATS drought. That's right, 4 wins and 1 push in their last, 23 games online. They're 4-12-1 against the spread in their last 17 games as a road dog. So I'm going to go with Air Force in this one. Listen, it's not like the Air Force team, the defense, isn't used to seeing the option attack that Army runs. They already played Navy this year on the road in Annapolis, saw it. They see it every day in practice as well. So I'm going to go with Air Force, which of course has the benefit of also being the better passing team for those rare occasions when they want to put the ball in the air. So I have no qualms with laying the 17 points in that game. Next game, I want to take a look at the Wisconsin game at Maryland. Badgers are an 11-point favorite in this game, which is pretty cheap when you consider that they're coming off a 40-10 home win against Rutgers. And they've won 4 straight. Their only losses this season came against Alabama and Iowa. I think it's significant the Rutgers team even has their run defense was shredded because Wisconsin got their top running back, Corey Clement, who missed the first 7 games of the season because of his recovering from a sports hernia injury that required surgery. 11 carries, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns against Rutgers. Again, why is that game significant? Because the Maryland run defense is even worse than Rutgers. And the Maryland pass defense isn't any good either, giving up almost 258 yards a game. Maryland's lost 5 straight games. They've given up 37 points per game on average this year. They're coming off a 31-15 loss at Iowa. They were down 21-0 at halftime before the Hawkeyes took their foot off the accelerator. They're 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 as a home dog. They're on their 3rd quarterback of the season, returning once again to Perry Hills, who is a decent running quarterback, but had 3 turnovers in last week's game. He's got 10 interceptions versus only 7 touchdowns. I was looking into his stats. You know, he throws an interception once every 12.5 passes. I just think that this Wisconsin defense is too tough for Maryland. Hey, Randy Edsall already got fired, right? The Maryland head coach. This is a Wisconsin defense that's given up more than 13 points just once in its last 8 games. 6 times this season it's held its opponent to 10 points or less, so I'm willing to lay the points with Whiskey in this one. I'm going to go with Marshall as the road dog outright at Middle Tennessee State. Listen, could this be a trap? Because I don't see any reason why Marshall is the underdog in this game, considering that the Blue Raiders, that's Middle Tennessee State, are coming off a 45-16 loss at LA Tech. Yes, they're off a bye. Yes, Marshall has been playing every single week. But this is a Middle Tennessee State team that's 1-4 in its last 5 games. It's allowed 45, 34, and 58 points in its last 3 games. Marshall's had a lot of injuries. Top running back's been out most of the season, but they continue to put points on the board. They continue to win. This is a Middle Tennessee State team that lost at home to Vanderbilt. Now, I went against Vanderbilt last week when they lost 34-0 at Houston. If you lose to Vanderbilt at home, I can't expect you to beat Marshall. You know what I mean here, guys? The Marshall quarterback, the freshman, Chase Litton, coming off 486 yards, 2 touchdowns on 33 for 48 passing at Charlotte last week. He's 7-0 as a starter. Marshall scored 27 points or more in 7 straight games. Again, I don't understand why the Thundering Herd are an underdog here in Murfreesboro today, but I'm going with the Thundering Herd. I'm also going to go with Mississippi, -10 at home in revenge against Arkansas. Now, last year, Ole Miss went to Little Rock and was it in Fayetteville? Can't remember. I think it was in Fayetteville. And they got bludgeoned, 30-0, 6 turnovers, 5 of them they lost. Game, set, match. This is a much better Mississippi team. A Mississippi team that's just coming off a revenge win, 27-19 at Auburn. Last home game, 23-3 over Texas A&M. Totally shut down that Texas A&M offense. Arkansas hasn't been able to play consistently all season. This is a team that lost to Toledo at home. Need I say more than that about the Razorbacks? I like Ole Miss in this one. Arkansas 1-10 straight up in its last 11 SEC road games. Yes, the Razorbacks have that big offensive line, but remember, this Mississippi defensive line is one of the top in the SEC, if not one of the top 10 in the country. And I like Mississippi, even though they're a big favorite here, to get the job done in revenge. So, again, the complimentary plays, I'm going with Air Force, home chalk. Mississippi, home chalk. Marshall, road dog. I think they're going to win outright. Wisconsin, road chalk. Let me talk about your two big marquee games today. First one is TCU and Oklahoma State. We know both of these teams can score. Frankly, I think TCU has the best offense in the country. I don't care what the statistics say. I don't care what Baylor does. I don't care what Memphis does. I mean, when you got Boykin there at quarterback, that team can score. We also know that this TCU team can't stop anybody either. Remember the Kansas State game? Need I say more? You're looking at a game that has a 5.5 point line. Listen, at 3, maybe I'm taking, yes, at 3, I'm definitely on TCU. At 3.5, I'm on TCU. At 4, maybe I'm on TCU. At 5.5, I'm sorry, guys. I got to take Oklahoma State because to me, this has a field goal game written all over it. You look at this LSU-Alabama game. Yes, Alabama certainly was impressive defensively in some of its games this season. This LSU team can get the job done. Is Alabama going to be able to stop Leonard Fournette? Yeah. Did Alabama go on the road and just kick Georgia's ass at Sanford Stadium in Athens? Yes. Are the Tide playing in Tuscaloosa? Yes. But 7 points? Seriously? 7 points? Doesn't this have 3 or 4 point game written all over it one way or another? So I would buy up the half point on LSU in this contest if you forced me. And I'll tell you what, let's make that an official free play. Let's make LSU the other official free play here, plus the 7.5 in this particular case, because I just don't see Alabama blowing this team out today. I just don't see it. So I would grab the points with LSU. That would be their other complimentary play. And as I said, I lean a little toward Oklahoma State at home, but certainly a game that I can't wait to watch as a fan. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.